The first since the 70s.
Yeah, so 2 wins, right, is what you're going to say.
The Beavers all-time are 31-3-5, or rather North Dakota's 31-3-5 against the Beavers. North Dakota has now won, the Beavers rather winless in 7. Not a ton of tight games. 2 ties in that stretch of 7 unbeaten for North Dakota.
You know, after the Division I leap, they were blowouts for a while, as you might imagine. But, boy, come 2004, 2005, they started to narrow the gap, and there have been some really good games. I mean, the blowout was Bemidji State beating North Dakota 5-1, really. But North Dakota obviously has had BSU's number.
This is Pink in the Rink night. The Edith Sanford Breast Center. Lots of pink in the crowd. Student section's got some pink glow stick pom-pom-like things.
Yeah.
North Dakota in green, trimmed in white. Black pants, black helmets. Bemidji State in white, trimmed in green, green pants and green helmets. Hank Johnson in the pipes, Biss. He played 1 period last year.
Yeah.
1 period last year. Well, starting the season against UND.
You got to start somewhere, and you know, from the perspective of Hank, you got to sit behind an All-American goaltender and see how, you know, Michael Bitzer did it. Hopefully picked up a few pointers, but you got to play, and we'll see what Hank can do here. He's probably a little bit nervous, but that will wear off hopefully after a couple of shots on goal.
Scratches for the Beavers tonight: Darby Gula, Alex Iarulo, Alex Adams, Tyler Kirkup. All 3 goalies are dressed tonight. Bemidji State wins the draw. Charlie Combs will backhand the puck in. Peter Tomey stops it back behind the net. All 3 goalies played for UND on Saturday in their exhibition 3-2 overtime win over Manitoba. Through the neutral zone, Colin Adams for North Dakota, and North Dakota is offside just 18 seconds into this hockey game. A reminder that you can email the booth, log on beaverradionetwork.com, click on the men's hockey game day blog. We would love to hear from you wherever you happen to be listening to Beaver hockey this weekend.
Well, the Fighting Hawk goaltender, Peter Tomei, he's only played in 12 games so far. He is a sophomore, also, ironically, out of Minneapolis. So I'm sure he and Hank have seen each other before all the way down the rink across from each other.
Colton Pullman brings it out to center now for North Dakota. Jordan Kawaguchi over to the left side corner with it. Charlie Combs banks it off of the wall. It comes out towards center ice. We played 40 seconds, no score, no shots. North Dakota into the offensive zone, chopped off the wall by Beaudry, not out, however. It's held there by Andrew Pesky. Down low to the left side, and redirected now into the right side corner. It's picked up there by Grant Mismash. He scored on a power play Saturday for UND. Mismash, centering pass out in front. One-timer kicked out of there with the left toe of Hank Johnson. The Beavers will control it. 1 minute in, no score. Dylan Eichstead off the glass. Not out, Pesky holds. Gloves, drops, and brings it in. They will call a hand pass on the Fighting Hawk defenseman.
He gloved and dropped it. He wasn't the next one to touch it. So outside the zone it will come. Great first save for Hank, though. I mean, that's a point-blank one-timer from the slot. Got the pad down and made the save. Rebound cleared. Settle him down a little bit here in his first start as a Bemidji State Beaver.
Brett Klasowski and Jordan Lee are the referees. Matt Allwelling and Andrew Docken are the linesmen. We'll have an NCHC crew tomorrow in Grand Forks. It was one of the reasons that NCHC broke away from the WCHA is they didn't like the direction and quality of officiating. But then you end up having to pay 2 sets of guys to work one night on the weekend. Doesn't make much sense to me. Matt Kierstead with it for North Dakota from behind his own end. Out it comes to center for Dixon Bowen. Bowen slides the puck in deep. After it for Bemidji State is Brad Johnson. Huntsman didn't play a ton last year, but sees a nod on opening night. Jubenville into the offensive zone for Bemidji State. Tyler Jubenville. You are saying, boy, that name sounds familiar. He and Jeff are not related, not even spelled the same. North Dakota turns the puck over. Jubenville backhands it across his blue line for Brad Johnson. Right back for Jubenville. Out to center it comes for Connor Brown-Molosky. From the red line, CBM will send it in deep. Stolen there, back behind the net by Cardelli of the Beavers. He was behind the net. trying to centering pass that hit the back of the net. Beavers now lose control of it. Colton Pullman, the son of longtime UND equipment man. What the heck is his dad's name? Been there since I was working in Grand Forks.
Wow.
This. North Dakota comes out towards center ice. Left side wall, Red Gardner with it. He's made a lot of teams pay, but Bemidji State last year. Cardelli taps it out to center for Adam Brady, and a whistle and a faceoff coming here at center ice. 17:03 left, first period, no score. One shot on goal left for North Dakota.
Well, a pretty good shift there for that fourth line. In essence, all rookies. I mean, you got Connor Brown-Malowski, who was on the team last year but only played 3 games. Ross Armour, a freshman out of Trail, British Columbia, and Nick Cardelli, freshman out of Wooddale, Illinois. That's the fourth line, and good first shift for them here.
Chopped into the offensive zone by Brendan Harris. One of a couple of guys that have changed numbers. Brendan Harris wearing 21. My brain still does want to say Jerry Fitzgerald. I'm not going to lie to you. Charlie Combs with it on the right side wall. No score. Just over 3 minutes in. Beavers tied up in the offensive zone. Back up top, blue line right it comes. Shot through traffic by the Beavers. Brad Johnson hits traffic. Combs goes after it in the left side corner along with Adams. Now Pesky has it for UND. And it slid up the far side wall for Jenna Tweenan. Jenna Tweenan to the neutral zone. Red Gardner floats it in. North Dakota's off on a change. 16-17 left, first period, no score. Brad Johnson plays it back behind the net. It's controlled there by the Beavers, Tyler Vold. New rule this year, you can dress in extra skaters. You can dress 19 skaters plus all 3 goalies at home, 2 goalies on the road. Be interesting to see how Tom Serratore utilizes that extra skater, Biss. He admitted last week even he doesn't know what he's going to do with that extra skater.
Well, nice to have, though, particularly, if an injury happens early in the game or a misconduct or, a checking from behind penalty where somebody gets kicked out. Got somebody else that could fill in, and you're not at such a disadvantage then, but they'll figure it out. They'll figure out a way that works for them.
Well, Tom said that if they're flying, particularly, they will not travel the extra player.
Because of the cost.
Because you might get 2 shifts on the weekend.
Right, yeah. Well, and got to weigh the cost versus benefit.
Long pass through the neutral zone, redirected into the Beavers' offensive end. Matt Kierstead after it for North Dakota, back behind his own net. 15:31 left, first period, no score. The Beavers still looking for their first shot. Nick Jones, right side wall for North Dakota. Stops, pressured by Tommy Muck. Collision along the wall. Puck controlled yet by Mismash. His shot through traffic, just wide of the left post. Picked up by the Beavers. Brought out towards center ice by Ethan Somoza. Somoza was not yet to the red line. They'll wave off icing anyway. North Dakota, long pass through the neutral zone. It was tipped, they say, by Dixon Bowen. We play on. North Dakota plays the body in the corner. The Beavers break out towards center ice. Miller, breakout pass for Justin Beaudry. Was an odd headman pass. North Dakota will steal it, and here comes Zach Jan. Jan 1-on-2. Poke checked off the play by Dylan Eichstead. Eichstead drives him into the sideboards on the left. It's picked up by the Beavers' Jay Dickman. He'll float it high up into the air, looks for Aaron Miller. Too far, Miller will go track it down. Taps it over to the far side wall. It's picked up now by Owen Sillinger. He scored twice last Saturday night. First one, 51 seconds into the game, and hit his left shoulder. Jubenville with a shot. That one's turned away easily by Tomey. 14-18 left, first period, no score. That shot was going wide of the target. They gave Beavers credit for it anyway. That's their first shot of the season. North Dakota centering pass blindly up the slot. Tapped back to the line. Pesky throws it back down low into the right side corner for UND. UND to our right. Beavers offensive end to our left. 6 players tie up in the right side corner with it. Puck squirts over now to the left side. Aaron Miller is after it for the Beavers, and now it's picked up by Bemidji State. Ross Armour to the wall, back to center, looking for Armour. Armour tries to steal the puck away there from the Fighting Hawk, and he does. The extra player was Jasper Weatherby. Weatherby played his junior hockey in Wenatchee, along with Charlie Combs and also Brendan Harris. These three know each other very, very well. And Brian Maloski plays the body behind the Beaver offensive net. North Dakota picks up the loose puck anyway and clears it out to center. Here's Beaudry. Beaudry back for Eichstead, now into the neutral zone. Picked up by the Beavers. Slid ahead by Nick Cardelli. He'll go off in a change. Gabe Bast for UND. Sends it up the near side boards. Colin Adams into the neutral zone. Center circle. Tapped in all the way up the ice by Jenna Tweenan. North Dakota's off in a change. The pace substantially faster than it was last Saturday night. Here comes Harris. Harris threads a pass for Charlie Combs. It was just tapped out into the corner by Nick Jones of the Fighting Hawks. It was a heck of a pass. Fortunately for the Beavers, they were unable to connect on it. North Dakota tosses it to center. The Beavers will pick it up. Tapped back in by Adam Brady. BSU now off in a change. Hampus Shodal in hot pursuit. After it along the end boards. Pinned up along the right side corner now by Matt Kierstead of the Fighting Hawks. Puck goes up the wall. It's chopped back down low by Dylan Eichstead. Into the left side, Somoza turns and fires from a shallow angle. That one never got in on goal. Back into the corner it goes. Left side, Somoza. Somoza fires it back to the right. A little too hot to handle for Soucier. And here comes North Dakota out to center, Nick Jones. Jones into the offensive zone. Beaver Hampus Shodal back checking masterfully there. Just took him down to the ice. And Dylan Eichstead will come away with a puck for Bemidji State. Pretty good back check by a forward there, Biss.
Well, heads up. Dylan Eichstead went in to try to keep the puck in and got the puck poked behind him. So would have been a 2-on-1, but for Hampus back checking, and he did a great job to break that up.
Okay, we need to make a new rule, Biss, that game number 1 of the season, we don't go 7 minutes without a whistle.
Lots of up and down, and, first game of the season for both teams, but, I mean, in this series, we have certainly seen times when North Dakota has held on to the puck and had offensive zone possession for several, a minute or two at a time, back to back to back. So, I mean, it's been up and down the ice all 8+ minutes so far. Both teams looking pretty equal here so far, but neither able to really get a decent scoring opportunity.
Shots are only 2-1 in favor of North Dakota. Fighting Hawks have it, and that one is deflected up and into the netting. That will get us a stoppage in play and a timeout on the ice. The 11:23 left here in the first. No score. Beavers and the Fighting Hawks on the Beaver Radio Network. Beaver Hockey and the Beaver Radio Network brought to you by Taco John's. Unwrap the original. By Bob and Jill's Drive-In Buy, specializing in quality pre-owned late model vehicles. And by Alan Zitz and Thrive-In Financial, helping Christians be wise with money. 11:23 left in the first. Schultze and Biss with you tonight from the Sanford Center. We are scoreless.
11:23 left to go, first period, and again, lots of up and down the ice. Not a whole lot at the net.
Zach Yana shot off the face-off. I believe Hank Johnson got a piece of that. And now Hampus Shodal will tap it out towards center. We've played 9 minutes. Opening night of the season. Tyler Vold with it. Slides the puck ahead for Hampus Shodal. We also had a bouncing puck. Parker Tomey hasn't seen much rubber lately. He'll corral that bouncing puck and hang on for an offensive zone faceoff for the Beavers.
Well, lots of scoring last year missing, obviously, with the Fitzgeralds gone. Kyle Bauman and all those magical goals that he scored. Charlie Combs, though, back after a spectacular freshman year. First Beaver since Jordan George to score 12 or more goals. He had 13 in his freshman campaign. So you looked at Charlie, you looked at Adam Brady, who definitely has the skills. He has 8 goals, 18 assists in 38 games played. So you hope those guys can step up and you get some fresh scoring from the young guys.
Ludwig Hoff with a heck of a scoring chance there for the Fighting Hawks. Turned away. Blocker side of Hank Johnson. He was tested the most out of all 3 goalies last week. Jack Burgard, I think, made 3 saves. And I think Tom Saratori said they were all from 40 feet or further. Hank saw some action. Zach Driscoll gave up the 1 goal. And Hank Johnson gets the nod here in night number 1. Again, he played 1 period last year. Beavers steal at the line. Now they lost it. Here comes UND. Red Gardner, right side wall. Stripped to the puck there by Tommy Muck. There are 2 savvy college hockey veterans right there, Red Gardner and Tommy Muck. Muck playing in the 78th game. And paired up with Dan Billett pretty much since Tommy Muck's freshman year.
Yeah, and they've been stellar back there. Very sound defensively.
North Dakota comes away with the puck, a centering pass or a wraparound shot attempt that went awry. Stolen by Charlie Combs and brought to center. That was dangerous. Tied up in front of the Beaver bench right by the blue line. Matt Kierstead tries to chop it in. Turned over. Grant mismatch right out in front, and Hank Johnson corrals it right in the breadbasket.
That'll test the quick reactions of the goaltender. Turn it over right in the slot to Mishmash. Are you kidding me?
Yikes. Another stoppage in play. 9:23 left in the first. No score on the Beaver Radio Network. Two emails to the booth, courtesy of Paul Bunning Communications. Julie, listening in the Twin Cities, said one big present we got from UND is the namesake for our rink, Bob Peters. A Hall of Famer over there at UND.
That right, yeah.
Says her only favorite memory of a UND game was Coach Peters' final game as the head coach of the Glass. It was her senior year. There weren't too many uplifting moments that year in Beaver hockey history.
5-1 with Bitzer making his debut was the best UND game that I've witnessed from a Bemidji State perspective.
Bob in Ohio also emails the booth, says, glad to be back on the air for hockey. What a game to start with North Dakota. He's going to the Ohio State Minnesota football game tomorrow.
Yeah.
We will not be listening to football. Beavers, Owen Sillinger into the offensive zone, bouncing puck. Hayden Shaw steals it away from him. This is the period has progressed. North Dakota has had more and more and more puck possession time.
A little bit more and a couple primetime opportunities, thanks in part to some turnovers, but Bemidji State just has little offense so far here. I mean, nothing really to speak of.
Soucier taken off of the play there by Jacob Bernard Docker. North Dakota comes out towards center ice. Zach Yon bypasses his man. Penalty is upcoming. And they got Justin Beaudry for interference.
I think it's going to actually be a hold on Eichstead as the guy dumped the puck behind him. He slowed him down a little bit. That could be interference, but look like they're going to call it is interference. But Eichstead, they're calling that, which they should. I mean, that is interference. It always drove me crazy because they didn't call it when I played. You know, you dump it in and you'd have the leverage and speed to get around the defenseman, but they just get in your way and knock you off the puck. Can't do that really, and Eichstead tried it. Gets caught, and first power play of the night goes to the Fighting Hawks.
Be interested to see the night and day difference of Manitoba's penalty kill to BSU's penalty kill. If you want some video proof of that, it's our one final thing on our Facebook page right now. We're going to post one of those.
How much space they gave
the Friday
UND?
of every series. And we got some video proof of just how passive Manitoba was. I'm like, wow, this is night and day different from what BSU does. BSU is going to double team pucks all over the place, and that's what happens. They steal, and Owen Sillinger will clear it all the way up the ice.
I think the more puck pressure you can get against teams that can control the puck, the better your odds, because if you give them a lot of time and space, they're just going to eat you up.
North Dakota brings it into the neutral zone. They fan on it there from the red line. It's picked back up by Dixon Bowen. Stolen right away again by Bemidji State, and Brad Johnson will clear it. Johnson, Shodal, Soussier, and Beaudry off. Billett, Muck, Sillinger, and Somoza on. Decker over to the left side. Kawaguchi slides the puck towards the middle. Tapped around the wall now to the near side. Tied up right side half boards. Stolen back by Kawaguchi. Back up top it comes Nick Jones. Jones top of the left circle for Bernard Docker. Over to the right side for Mismash. Back down low. Mismash gets it. Shot. Gloved out of there by Hank Johnson. May have been going wide of the post anyway, but Johnson did get over there quickly enough. Redirect from out in front by Adams, and that one trickles over to the left side corner. 20 seconds left in the Otter Tail power play. Shot blocked by Dan Billett off the glass and out.
Great save there by Hank Johnson in net. He was on the right side of the post, and on the mismatch shot, he had to go all the way to his left and got there just in time.
Bernard Docker leaves it there for Hayden Shaw. Penalty time is done. Eichstätt out of the penalty box. Shot from a shallow angle there by Dixon Bowen. Redirected off of the pads, and the penalty is upcoming now as Eichstätt gets taken into the boards hard on the left side.
And away from the puck.
They will call interference on Dixon Bowen. Bemidji State gets their first Otter Tail power play of the year. Beaver penalty kill miss has always been good. Their power play has been getting a tick better every single year for the last handful of years. And for big stretches last year, they had the #1 overall special teams in the country.
Yeah, well, they don't have number 21 standing at the top of the faceoff circle ready to drill a one-timer anymore, so.
Sure they do.
Well, they do, but
it's just a different guy.
Yeah.
Brendan Harris will certainly be teeing him up on this power play. He's out there along with Justin Beaudry, Adam Brady, Charlie Combs, and Jay Dickman. Harris stick handles through all sorts of traffic. Centers a pass, loose in between the circles. Oh. Shot trickles just wide. There's Charlie Combs coming down the slot. Beaudry holds blue line left. Over for Harris, left circle. Top of the right circle, the shot, they score! Adam Brady on the Otter Tail power play. The Beavers have their first lead of the season.
Great puck rotation, and you could see the North Dakota penalty killers were chasing the puck all over the place. Bemidji State, great job to get the puck rotated, found Brady in the slot. Blocker high, back of the net. Beavers get the first goal of the season. It's funny what a power play can do, because North Dakota's look pretty composed, and by that 15 seconds, they were running all over the place.
Well, you heard Tom Serratori say it. He goes, we're worried about North Dakota's power play, they're worried about ours.
For your Beaver goal scoring summary, brought to you by Shannon and the team over at Miller & Associates. Scoring his first goal of the season, number 19, Adam Brady. Assisted by number 21, Brendan Harris, and number 29, Justin Beaudry.
That's our DS Beverages Bud Light scoring summary.
Well, just before that, Charlie Combs missed a great point-blank opportunity.
Eichstätt keeps the puck alive, leaves it there for Jubenville. Jubenville down the left side wall, slides it around the corner boards to the end wall. Stolen there by Matt Kierstead of the Fighting Hawks. Combs will steal it back, right side corner. After it again is Gabe Bass. 4:28 left, first period. Beavers lead 1-0. Shot redirected from the point, and a penalty is upcoming as Tyler Vold got hit up high by Cole Smith. Smith turns to the referee and puts his palms up in the air, and he'll go to the box for charging.
Well, that's going to give Bemidji State yet another power play opportunity just right after they scored. And, you know, one of those kind of penalties that just drives coaches wild. Certainly wasn't necessary. The puck was already gone from the point. It's in your defensive zone, but there was no threat of a goal or anything like that. Just went after the defenseman with a little bit too much gusto, and Bemidji State has the power play. They're 1 for 1 already, hoping to add to it.
North Dakota clears all the way up the ice. Cole Smith charging. He is from Brainerd. Played his junior hockey in Steinbach, which is where Brennan Harms was from. And there's a current member of the team
there is a current Beaver
from Steinbach, and I can't recall which freshman it is.
Not one in the lineup tonight.
Beavers, back up top it comes. Beaudry with a drive. Save is made. Rebound kicked out of there by Parker Tomey. That was a good second save by Tomey.
Yeah, he got that right pad kicked out just in time as that was headed to the back of the net. Good reaction by Tomey there to keep it 1-0.
Minute 11 left in the Otter Tail power play for the Beavers. 3:28 left in the period. Bemidji State leads 1-0. Sillinger fights the puck out of his skates, loses it, and it's cleared up the ice by Zach Yon. Adam Brady scored on the power play for Bemidji State. First goal of the season, they lead 1-0. Sillinger leaves it ahead for Miller. Miller over for Eichstead on the right side wall. Eichstead goes driving towards the net. Knocked off of the play. Miller gets it, feeds it back up blue line left. Tommy Muck. Right back down the left side wall for Miller. Back up top for Muck. Muck tries to slide it through the skates of Red Gardner, go across the blue line for Eichstead. And it hit Gardner's skates and kicked all the way up the ice.
Good pressure, though. That pressure, isn't usually that high at the point sometimes, but Gardner did a good job and really left Muck little option but to try to go cross ice, and his skate was in the way.
Beavers misfiring a headman pass and ice it with 22 seconds left in the Otter Tail power play. Got an email to the booth from Charlie in Granite Falls. Excited for another year of Beaver hockey, or some guys to keep an eye on this year? Well, that top line, Adam Brady, Brendan Harris, and Charlie Combs, have the capabilities of being electric. And when you consider Brady's a junior, but Harris and Combs are both sophomores, it's tremendous upside with that top line.
Yeah, and Combs, again, just had a great freshman year. You expect big things from him the rest of his career because of that. You can just tell he's got the skills.
North Dakota launches one ahead for Gavin Hain. And Hank Johnson's going to come out and cover it. 5 seconds left in the penalty time. Again, you can email the booth. Log on to BeaverRadioNetwork.com. It's presented by Paul Bunning Communications, the official digital provider to the Beaver Radio Network.
Of course, the big question mark is goaltending. Keep an eye on the goaltenders, but Tom would love to have the problem where he's got to keep playing the same goalie over and over again because the performance has been good.
Penalty time is done. Both teams back to even strength. Beavers steal at center ice. Connor Brown Moloski leaves it there. Left side circle now for Armour. Back down low for Connor Brown. Moloski tries to feed one ahead. That one's kicked away. And brought up the ice by Nick Jones of the Fighting Hawks. Jones on his knee pads. Lost control of it. It slid ahead for the Beavers' Nick Cardelli. And he'll cross the red line and dump it the rest of the way up the ice. Minute 50 left here in the first period. 1-0 Bemidji State leads. Opener for both of these teams. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night at the Ralph. Beavers will steal. Picked up there by Harris. Harris into the offensive zone. Almost 1-on-4, and he gets a fabulous shot off. That is redirected up over the glass and into the netting in front of the student section by Peter Tomey. Beavers get an offensive zone faceoff with 1:36 left.
So 6 shots on goal, not your traditional period between these two. Usually somebody's in double digits, but again, first game of the year, both teams fairly young. Both goaltenders have had to make a couple of point-blank saves, so they've been brought into the game here.
Speaking of goalies, Peter Tomey is 6'4". Adam Scheel, the freshman goalie for North Dakota, is 6'3". The tallest two goalies in UND hockey history. They have been playing hockey forever.
Yeah.
Tallest two they've ever had.
Well, that's a trend in hockey, too. It used to be, you know, the taller you are, the less likely you are to play the sport. But that doesn't matter anymore. I mean, Schuster was 7 feet tall, it seemed, right? From Nebraska, Omaha. Who was that? That defenseman.
Signed a gazillion-dollar contract,
yeah.
and you and I never thought he was that good.
No, but, you know,
You're
you're
tall,
seeing, you know, teams trying to get bigger because the athleticism of those taller players is phenomenal. When you're playing hockey from a young age, you know, as you're growing up and getting used to, as you know, your body grows and you can adjust a little bit. You know, you start so early now. You don't know you're going to be 6'5" when you start playing hockey at age 5.
North Dakota brings it out to center ice. Colton Pullman built into the wall by Dylan Eichstead. Keeps the puck alive, though, as Pullman slides it back below the goal line. Beaudry is there for the Beavers. Now Eichstead. Up the wall it comes to Charlie Combs. Combs tries a quick pass for Aaron Miller. Hit some traffic. Picked up, though, by the Beavers. Brennan Harris behind the back pass for Miller. And the puck comes trickling in on Tomey, and he'll cover it.
Well, and obviously, the taller you are, the more space you're going to be able to cover. So, on the flip side, Bemidji State's goalies, 6 foot, 6 foot, and 6'4". Michael Bitzer, 5'11"?
Yeah, had he been 6 foot, he'd be an NHLer right now.
And that's kind of the separation. I think, size isn't as vital a factor in Division I hockey. I mean, look at Combs; he's 5'7", and then you got the height. But even then, I don't buy it. I think a 5'11" goalie could play just as well in the NHL if he has the skills. Obviously.
1 minute left. Brought to us by Paul Bunning Communications. Beavers lead 1-0. Pesky at center for UND. Turns it over. Billett over to the far side. Soucier taps it in. 37 seconds and counting here in the first. Both teams with 6 shots. The Beavers, the only goal. North Dakota brings it into the offensive zone. Zach Jan loses it. Beaudry slides up the wall. Too far for Soucier. Held there at the point by Kierstead. All the officials there in section L, M, and N thought that was offsides. Comes to center ice, 10 seconds left, and that one hit somebody in the North Dakota bench. They have clamped down. I should rephrase that. A point of emphasis this year is
how far you
can be away from your bench before your substitute can come on. They're saying 5 feet.
So
I don't know too many referees that have tape measures in their back pocket.
And at the pace that this game goes, I mean, it's all subjective.
We'll wave off icing, mismatch. Corrals the puck, tries to feed it out in front. Beavers will steal, and the horn will sound, ending the first period of play. Wasn't the breakneck speed that we're used to in this series, but all in all, Beavers will take it.
Oh, yeah, pretty equal period. Obviously, the power play, the big difference in Bemidji State, it might have been because the top penalty kill unit was winded that they didn't get the first shift of the power play, but that's the only period of the game where North Dakota just didn't look like they knew what was going on, and it was just for, 15, 20 seconds, and BSU took advantage of it.
Pepsi now bottling first intermission here at the Sanford Center. We'll be joined by Dan Billett of the Beavers, one of the mainstays on that Beaver blue line for the past number of years. And Dan, we were commenting up here during that period that you and Tommy Muck have played together so many games. How does that familiarity help you in game number 1 of a season when you're maybe not in midseason form just yet?
Schulte, it's great. Tommy and I have been playing together for a while. We know everything that the other guy's going to do, and then when it comes time for a new season, with the exhibition game, helping us out, get back into the swing of things. This game's like we just picked right back up after the end of the last season. We're just on the same playbook. We're reading each other's minds out there, and it's just one of the best feelings as a D-man.
As the season goes along, Dan, obviously you can look at film of the teams, and you have an idea of some of your common opponents. But in this first game against a team that has a lot of changeover, just like you guys, how much film did you take a look at from their exhibition game, or were you just concentrated on what you guys have to do?
You watch film on every team, power plays, penalty kills. You you got to see what the guys are doing. But, I mean, with North Dakota, it's the same thing every year. You're going to see speed. You're going to see guys working hard. You're going to see pressure. And no amount of film is going to prepare you for that. You just got to get out there on the ice and see it firsthand.
How much easier is it to play these guys when you've got the lead?
It's always nice playing with the lead. It doesn't matter the team. It's a great feeling when you're in the lead. You can let the other team make the mistakes. We just keep playing our game. We keep working hard, and things will fall into place.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Dan Billett, the senior out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, joining us here on our Pepsi First Intermission. Bemidji State with a 1-0 lead here, end of one period of play. First period stats on the way for you, and also this week in the WCHA. Good recap on what happened last week and preview the upcoming season. Beavers lead 1-0. The goal scored by Adam Brady. On the power play at 14:40 of the first. Beavers 1, Fighting Hawks nothing. This is Beaver Hockey, and this is the Beaver Radio Network. Pepsi and I modeling first intermission. Beavers lead 1-0 bis with our stats through the first.
Pretty equal stats other than the score. 7-6 shots on goal in favor of North Dakota. Bemidji State took one penalty for 2 minutes. Fighting Hawks 2 for 4. Bemidji State 1 for 2 with 3 shots on goal on the power play. North Dakota 0 for 1 with 2 shots on goal, and face-offs tied at 9 apiece.
It felt like it was a tight contest.
The statistics rang true to that in the first period.
This week in the WCHA, when we return, Beavers lead 1-0. here on the Beaver Radio Network. Charlie Combs coming down the slot. Beaudry holds blue line left. Over for Harris, left circle. Top of the right circle, the shot, they score! Adam Brady on the Otter Tail power play. The Beavers have their first lead of the season.
Great puck rotation, and you could see the North Dakota penalty killers were chasing the puck all over the place. Bemidji State, great job to get the puck rotated, found Brady in the slot.
It's time for This Week in the WCHA. I'm Brian Schultz. After 5 men's WCHA teams opened the season last weekend, the remaining 5 officially began their campaigns this week. The WCHA coming off of a 2017-2018 season that saw it send 2 teams to the NCAA Regionals, Minnesota State Mankato and Michigan Tech. Defending WCHA regular season champion Minnesota State Mankato, the coaches and media picked to repeat atop the league, is number 11 in this week's USCHO poll and the USA Today poll, followed by number 19, Michigan Tech, and number 20, Bowling Green. The Falcons jumped in following a season-opening 8-2 win at Mercyhurst last Saturday, followed by a 6-2 win at number 18, Western Michigan on Tuesday. Northern Michigan and Lake Superior State, which opened with a road sweep at Merrimack, are also receiving votes. Both Alaska schools have new coaches. Alaska Anchorage's Matt Curley picked up his first victory as an NCAA Division I head coach last Sunday, as the Seawolves scored twice in the third period for a 4-3 comeback win over Colorado College. That after they lost 10-2 the night before. The WCHA is thrilled by the successful return to the ice last weekend of Alaska defenseman Jack Weiss. It's less than a year after being diagnosed with testicular cancer. He's now cancer-free. The senior played in both games this past weekend at Arizona State. Schedule for this weekend has Northern Michigan at Michigan State. Bowling Green is at Robert Morris. Western Michigan travels to Ferris State. Lake Superior State is at home with an exhibition game. Minnesota Duluth is at Michigan Tech. Boston University travels to Minnesota State Mankato. Huntsville is at Colorado College. St. Cloud State visits Alaska. And North Dakota and Bemidji State have a home and home. The WCHA Players of the Week, the forward is Stephen Bayless, the senior out of Bowling Green. Needed just one game to become the nation's top scorer on opening weekend, collecting the first men's D1 hat trick of the season, adding an assist as well. Bowling Green a season-opening 8-2 win at Mercyhurst. The defenseman of the week is Tomi Haikaverta, junior from Alaska Anchorage. Capped a solid individual first weekend with a tie-breaking game-winning goal with 9:18 left on Sunday, capping his third-period comeback in a 4-3 win over Colorado College. The goaltender of the week is Merrick Mittens, the sophomore from Lake Superior State, one of just three goalies with a shutout on opening weekend, the only to post a clean sheet on the road. And the rookie of the week is Pierre-Luc Villette, a freshman forward from Lake Superior State. He's from Quebec, tied for the WCHA rookie lead with 2 assists and points, collecting a pair of helpers in Lake Superior's season-opening 5-4 win at Merrimack. Enjoy the games this weekend. We'll be back next weekend. It's This Week in the WCHA. For the Beaver Radio Network, I'm Brian Schultz. Five-game weekend here on the Beaver Radio Network, courtesy of Choice Therapy. Wishing all the BSU sports teams a safe and successful weekend. Your health, your life, your choice. Choose Choice Therapy. Beavers lead 1-0 here after the first. Beaver hockey also brought to us by First National Bank of Bemidji, a partnership for generations. By the Green Mill, pizza, pasta, beer, and wings. And the Go Green Mill Coaches Show. And by American Family Insurance, Shannon Miller Agent Insurance, built around you. Beaver volleyball team lost today 3-0 to fourth-ranked Concordia St. Paul. Beaver soccer team 3-0 win over CSP today.
Just keep rolling along.
13-0 to start the season.
Ranked
5th.
Pretty impressive. Bidding for the regular season crown and hopefully home field advantage throughout the postseason, including potentially the national tournament.
And And another Home Money Communications email to booth from Uncle Stork,
Awesome.
family friend of Tommy Muck. Says, looking forward to another year of listening to you both on the radio, but for this weekend, got to watch the Muckster in person. Still waiting for his first goal. Maybe tonight will be the night.
You know, last
Uncle
time
Stork
I think,
emailed the booth from the stands here.
that's
I
awesome.
like it.
You know, the last time I think he said that, he came pretty close to scoring. So maybe this is the period or the game. Tommy's a junior out of Egan. 77 games played, 13 points, all assists.
Let's not kid ourselves. He and Dan Billen are not out there to score goals.
No, and they've done their job in defensively being very solid. Reminds me of, the name is slipping me. Back in the Sam Marendel, it was they had that defenseman who was so defensive, and then he scored a goal in Omaha after so many really tall. Sam Wendell.
Sam Wendell.
Yeah. Where
Wendell and Rendell.
and Sam always, Sam Marendel was the goal scorer defensively. He was an offensive defenseman, and his partner would always be the one staying back. But he eventually got on the scoreboard. I mean, Tommy you think would be able to squeeze one through here in the next season or two.
Well, last week I asked Dylan Eichstead what one thing he wanted to improve the most, and he said his offense. He wants to be more offensively involved this year. And we touched briefly on this Wednesday night at the Go Green Mill Coaches Show, but Dylan Eichstead played with a different guy Friday night and a different guy Saturday night all of last year. That cannot be easy.
No. I mean, you get used to where your partner is when you're playing with them all the time. Now, if you look at the offensive production from the defense, I mean, it's Justin Beaudry by far. He's got 12 goals. Eichstead is the next closest. He's got 3.
Underway here in the second period. Quick centering pass. Kicked out of there by Hank Johnson. Just calmly stuck his right toe out. Hank's got nerves. It didn't show. Beavers able to clear it out towards center.
And that's proof you got to be ready to play at the drop of the puck.
Beaudry behind his own net. Over on the far side now for Adam Brady. Beavers having a hard time clearing the zone. Now they finally do. It's picked up by Colton Pullman, driven right back in. North Dakota will change. Puck flung out towards center. Charlie Combs taps it into the offensive zone. The Beavers get a partial change in here. Charlie Combs just got knocked down to the ice by Hayden Shaw. Charlie Combs doesn't get knocked. He's like a weeble. They wobble, but they don't fall down. He has got such a low center of gravity that he walks away in the corner with the puck all the time.
And he's tough to move.
Shaw brings it into the offensive zone, left side corner. Spins it around to the far side, picked up there by Andrew Pesky. Beavers harassing North Dakota at the blue line. Shot got blocked. It's picked up now by Tommy Muck. Muck out towards center, loses control of the puck. It's cleared. Back by Grant Mismash into the offensive zone. Billett has it for the Beavers. Up the wall for Soucier, left side. Beavers defending the zone here to our left. 18:31 left, second period. Shot got blocked. North Dakota keeps it alive. Kierstead sends it over to the right side corner boards. Nick Jones is there into the right circle. Ethan Samoza chops it over to the wall. It's picked up now by Tommy Muck. Muck back behind the net for Billett. North Dakota will change. Billett stops, plays it back for Muck. Back behind the goal it comes. North Dakota sends 2 forecheckers in. And the Beavers cannot clear it. Gabe Bast holds it in. Right side corner he goes. Back behind the net. Shovels it over to the left side for Dixon Bowen. He gets bumped off of the play, but it's now controlled by Zach Yon. He'll bring it back up now into the right side circle with a shot. That's Kierstead. Big rebound right up the slot. Penalty is upcoming here on Bemidji State. Yon with it. Back up top for Kierstead. Down low into the corner. Picked up there by Gavin Hain. Hain back up towards the top. Kierstead with a drive right into the pads of Hank Johnson. And it's a hooking liner against Jay Dickman.
Well, first 2.5 minutes, Fighting
All
Hawk
UND.
fans this is what we were expecting here. Putting on the forechecking, Bemidji State having trouble getting it out of their own zone. And yeah, pretty much that entire first 2 minutes and 23 seconds spent in Bemidji State zone, and now power play, second of the night for the Fighting Hawks, trying to tie it up.
Beavers control. Dylan Eichstead up the ice it goes. Jay Dickman was not here last weekend for the exhibition game with Lakehead. He had a very valid reason. We'll get to that in our next whistle. Hank Johnson stops the puck back behind the net, spins it over to the right side wall. It's picked up there by the Beavers and cleared up the ice by Owen Sillinger. Sillinger, Somoza, Beaudry, and Eichstead go off. Muck, Billet, Soucier, and Shodal come on. Rocketed right up the middle of the rink. Hybrid icing, they'll wave it off. After it is Nick Jones. Right side wall, walks into the right side circle. Chopped off his stick by Soucier. North Dakota will keep it alive, however. Down low right corner, Colin Adams, and that one gets tapped out towards center by the Beavers. Minute 8 left in the Jay Dickman penalty. 16:42 left second period. Beavers lead 1-0. Beavers will steal. Soucier clears. Well, off the skates of Nick Jones, right to the stick of Soucier, and he had an easy clear. 1-0 Beavers still lead. North Dakota on an Otter Tail power play. Pullman, left side wall, rockets it into the offensive zone. Off of a skate, goes between the circles. Back up top, Pullman. Back over to the right side now. With a drive through traffic, that's Bernard Docker. Kick to the near side corner. After it is Colton Pullman. Stolen away by Dylan Eichstead. Up the ice it goes. Half a minute left in the Dickman penalty. Both teams with changes. 16:03 left second period. Beavers 1, North Dakota's Fighting Hawks nothing. UND picked third in the league. The Beavers were picked fifth in the WCHA. North Dakota into the offensive zone. Soucier and Muck pin their man up along the wall. Puck goes down low, driving in towards the net. Jesper Weatherby loses control. Puck comes back up towards the top. Hank Johnson kicks it aside. Rebound shot goes off the side of the post. Picked up yet by North Dakota. Dickman out of the box. Hoff, cross ice with a one-timer, misses the target. Puck comes back up to the left side half boards. Dickman and Billet after it. North Dakota keeps it alive, however. Weatherby down low. Spins the puck over to the far side, and Soucier will play it out towards center ice. North Dakota drives it right back in. 15:17 left here in the second period. It's been all North Dakota here in the first 5 minutes, but the Beavers still lead 1-0. Dixon Bowen from the left side wall carries it back behind the goal over to the right side corner. Bowen leaves it for Hain. Back up top it comes now for Kierstead. Drive in between the circles. Knocked down. It's picked up by Dixon Bowen. Turns and fires, and Hank Johnson will make the save.
7-0 shots on goal here in the second period for North Dakota through 5 minutes.
Beavers still lead though 1-0 on the Beaver Radio Network. So Jay Dickman was not here last week. His brother was getting married.
Well, that is a good enough reason.
And I said, Jay, did you yell at your brother for getting married during hockey season?
Yeah, I yelled at him a little bit, but I had to give him some leeway. His best man was in Iraq, and he flew in that week. So, I mean, I don't have much. I can't say much to that one.
Well,
I'm glad I asked Jay what the story was, because it turns out we got a cool story out of the deal.
And it was an exhibition game added late to the schedule, so
Yes.
even if they had looked at the schedule, it wouldn't have been on there.
And your best man is deployed in Iraq.
You go when he's available.
Big hit by the Beavers. Aaron Miller just laid out Dixon Bowen in front of the Beaver bench. Bowen gets back up, feeds the puck ahead for Nick Jones. Beavers will steal it, and Jay Dickman sends it back out towards center ice. 14:10 left second period. Beavers 1, North Dakota nothing.
Well, maybe that Miller check will get things going here for the Beavers. It's been all Fighting Hawks so far in the second period.
Not going to lie, Biss, I looked for every referee arm up in the air that I could find. It's getting to the point where it's like the NFL. A big hit on the quarterback is going to be roughing the quarterback. You hit somebody over the middle, it's going to be a targeting penalty. You get a hit that big in hockey, it's typically a penalty more times than not.
It was a good check, though.
North Dakota brings it ahead. 1-on-0 with a shot. Save is made by Hank Johnson. Rebound shot, North Dakota scores. Jordan Kawaguchi came down the slot originally and had the initial shot.
Rebound came right up the slot, missed. Hank got all the way to the left post, and the thing hit him and went sliding slowly through the 5-hole.
With the pressure North Dakota has put on in this period, that was inevitable.
Totally inevitable. And you can't fault the goalie there. He made the initial save on a shortened breakaway. Angle cut off a little bit, but still a point-blank opportunity. Then he gets all the way over with crowd in front of him, and he got a big piece of the puck on that rebound that came back through at him through the slot. Just couldn't keep it out of the net, and the Fighting Hawks have tied it up. And they earned it. I mean, they've been pressing all period.
Number 2, Gabe Best, assisted by number 3, Matt Kierstead, and number 29, Jordan Kawaguchi. That's Bast from Kierstead and Kawaguchi at 6:27 of the second period.
It's our DS Beverages Bud Light scoring summary. Beavers kind of Brown Molosky into the offensive zone. I haven't turned my head here to the right this entire period, it seems. Aaron Miller feeds it back down low for Connor Brown Molosky. Pin up along the boards. There by the Fighting Hawks. Jacob Bernard Docker. Cardelli's tied up with his man. North Dakota comes away with it. Bernard Docker.
They're going to get a power play out of this.
I thought he was holding the stick.
Yep, that's going to be the penalty called here. Delayed coming up against the Beavs.
Soucier touches up the puck. And we'll call it hooking. And headed to the penalty box is Nick Cardelli. So North Dakota leads 1-0. They go right back on an Otter Tail power play.
You can bet a lot of the Fighting Hawk bench was screaming that as the ref standing right in front of him. Helped show him the way, but it definitely looked like he was holding the stick. In pursuit on the forecheck down in the Fighting Hawk zone.
North Dakota wins the offensive zone faceoff. Shot comes in, caroms off of 2 bodies before it gets to Hank Johnson. And then goes wide. Beavers will clear. 12:30 to go here in the second. 1-1 is our score. Opening night of the season. North Dakota turns the puck over. Hampus Shodal, puck on edge, and he lifted it up over the crossbar. North Dakota will bring it out towards center ice. Kawaguchi with it. Slides it into the offensive zone, picked up by Adams. Centering pass, one away by Ethan Samoza, and it comes out towards center.
Hit the official, or else it would have been all the way down the ice, but
Beavers will steal momentarily. That's Hampus Shodal. Hampus seems to have a little giddy up in his step tonight, Biss. That
I'm hoping, he's a big guy. He just hasn't been able to score many goals. He's got the skills, but hopefully this is the year he kind of breaks out offensively.
half the penalty time is done. 11:40 left here in the second period. Shot comes in. Hank Johnson just holds his ground. Made the initial save, and the Beavers will clear it. There's Kawaguchi again from the left side wall. Beavers change up the penalty killers. Hampus, along with Brennan Harris. Billett and Beaudry. Beaudry will pick it up and clear back into the neutral zone. A half a minute left in the penalty time. Nick Cardelli in the box, 2 minutes for hooking. From the Sanford Center in Bemidji, opening night of the season. Pullman drives it into the offensive zone for North Dakota. Billett ties it up in the right side corner along with Hampus Shodal. Back up towards the point, held there by Gabe Bast. He just scored. Pullman, left side circle shot, misses the target. Penalty about to expire. Cardelli is on his skates. He's out of the box. The penalty is done. North Dakota keeps the puck into the offensive zone. Brett Gardner with it in the right side wall. Back up top for Bast. Drives it into the circle and hit some traffic. Picked up now by the Beavers. Brennan Harris will clear it to center. Stolen away, though, by Bast. And Pullman brings it back in now for North Dakota. All Fighting Hawks. First 10 minutes of this period, but it's just 1-1. Beavers scored in the first. It was Adam Brady at 14:40 on the power play. Turning and firing from the left wall is Zach Yon. Save is made by Hank Johnson. Rebound goes back behind the net, and it's picked up now by Brennan Harris. He cannot clear it. That one hits traffic. That was Gavin Haney again. Centering pass out front. Hank Johnson makes the save, slides over. There was no redirect on a secondary shot, and Cardelli will clear it for the Beavers. 9:50 to go, past the midway point of the hockey game. Loose puck into the neutral zone. Picked up by Owen Sillinger. Back it comes now for Jubenville. Now Miller. Miller back up top with a drive. That's Tyler Jubenville. Save is made. Rebound Zach Yon controls. He'll carry it out towards center. Tries to dump it in. That one caroms off of a Beaver stick and goes up and out of play. With 9:28 left here in the second period, Bemidji State and North Dakota tied at 1. This is Beaver Hockey on a Choice Therapy Weekend on the Beaver Radio Network.
Now, and it's hard because we've only had one exhibition game. We haven't had a lot of practices, so guys are they're learning quick right now. And
Beaver head coach Tom Serratorian. Oh, it's hard to be game ready for game number 1. It's not like football that practices for 3 weeks, or basketball it seems to practice for 6 months before they start. They have an official week of practice.
And that seems to be more than some years. They changed it a little bit.
Adams into the offensive zone for North Dakota. Centers a pass. Looks out in front for Andrew Pesky. He was tied up by Beaudry. Another centering pass. The Beavers will steal this one. Brennan Harris backhands it ahead. Stolen away again by North Dakota. 8:47 left, second period. North Dakota 1, Bemidji State 1. Beavers led 1-0 after the first. North Dakota, though, scored on a power play here in the second. They're out shooting the Beavers quite handily.
12-1 here in the second period so far.
Pullman, that man's a pass. Kawaguchi into the left side corner it goes. Grand mismatch. Fires it back up top for Pullman. Pullman settles the puck. Charlie Combs is on him before he knows what hit him. And takes away the shooting and the passing angle. Pullman gets it back. Feeds it across the line to Bernard Docker. He'll throw it down low into the corner. Beaudry's got his man tied up. And the Beavers will steal it out towards center ice. Here's a 3-on-2 with Ethan Somoza leading the charge. Somoza turns and fires, and Parker Tomey will hang on to that one.
Well, there's never a bad shot. And in this period, when Bemidji State's been struggling to get the puck even into the Fighting Hawk zone, why not? Although a 3-on-2 was towards the end of a shift, it looked like. At least for Combs traveling the play. So it really turned into a 2-on-2. And we'll switch up the lines here. Face off to the left of Peter Tomey, the 6'4", 205-pound goaltender. Played his juniors at Waterloo. This is his 13th game playing in the nets for the Fighting Hawks.
Weatherby for the Hawks enters a pass for Ludwig Hoff, and it goes off his stick to the end wall. North Dakota gets it back. Beavers Somoza steals momentarily. Cannot clear, however. Cole Smith drives it in. Over to the right corner it goes. 7:35 left, second period. Beavers 1, Fighting Hawks 1. Game 1 of this home-and-home series shifts to Grand Forks tomorrow. The palace that Ralph built. It's been a few years, Biss, since you've been there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I had a tooth incident last year that prevented me from being able to go last year, so.
Snap into a Slim Jim, busted his tooth.
Yeah. So no Slim Jims for me tomorrow. I want to make it to Grand Forks this time.
Long pass. They'll call icing on the Fighting Hawks. Gavin Hain was in hot pursuit.
Took a little while to. Usually they're whistling it dead before the players get to the puck like that, but
7 to play here in the second. And Biss and I will leave in plenty of time to go have a pregame snack.
our traditional stop.
Nothing like the red pepper.
Gotta have a grinder, man.
First time I took you there, you were a little skeptical.
I was, but now I'm on the bandwagon. Although it's how much, I mean, you can eat a whole one. I don't know if I can do that.
Puck off the draw, trickles in on Tomey, and he'll cover it. 6:55 left in the second. Another offensive zone face-off for BSU.
Faceoffs were pretty even in the first period. Be interesting to see where they're at because, again, this has been dominance by North Dakota. A couple penalties didn't help BSU's cause. Kept the momentum going in their favor. Obviously, the power play goal by Gabe Bast. It was his just his second goal of his career. Sophomore out of Red Deer, Alberta.
Sounds like a North Dakota Fighting Hawk place to go get a player. Red Deer just sounds like a very workman-like place.
It sounds like a Canadian town.
Well, it is. Beavers toss it ahead towards center. Picked up there by Andrew Pesky and driven. 6:30 to play here in the second. The Beavers have just 2 shots in this period. North Dakota, many, many more than that. It was 6-6 at the first, correct?
Yes. No,
So-
7-6.
So
In favor of
12
North
to 2.
Dakota. Yeah.
Shot taken there by Colton Poolman. Kicked aside by Hank Johnson. The rebound right up the slot.
Another point-blank opportunity, too. 10 feet in front of the goaltender.
Aaron Miller will get to the red line and drive it in. Takes a shot by Jenna Tweenan. Beavers will change. Jenna Tweenan gets a headman pass. Slides it to the middle for mismatch. He'll redirect. Beavers will pick it up. Brendan Harris. Back behind his own net for Tommy Muck out into the neutral zone. Picked up there by Adam Brady. Offside was that?
Yeah, delayed offside, so they had to regroup.
Beavers will track it down in their own end. Toss to center. Big collision there by Beavers, Connor Brown, Miloski. North Dakota brings the puck in. They are now offside at the line with 5:21 left here in the second.
Well, opening night, don't forget this game, every game, all season long. You can email the booth, courtesy of Paul Bunyan Communications, powered by the GigaZone. BeaverRadioNetwork.com. Click on the Men's Hockey Game Day blog. From there, you'll see email the booth at the top, or you can scroll down, fill out the form, and press send. One of our favorite features every season. Would love to hear from you, wherever you're tuned in, whether a Fighting Hawk fan tuned in tonight or a part of Beaver Nation. Let us know where you're listening at tonight.
John in Canada emailed us. At least he can play along with the old joke. Says he's listening in C-A-N-A-D-A. We'll get to John's question here momentarily. Beavers into the offensive zone with it. 5 to play in the second. North Dakota 1, Bemidji State 1. UND picks up the puck from behind their own net. Dixon Bowen launches it ahead behind Jesper Witherby. Beavers will track it down. Brad Johnson with it in his own end, back below the goal line. North Dakota getting a partial change in here. Johnson launches it through the neutral zone. Picked up by Soussier into the offensive zone. Soussier is all by himself as the Beavers are changing. Soussier will chop it in deep. Picked up by Gabe Bast. He scored for North Dakota. Adam Brady scored for the Beavers. A 5-game choice therapy weekend here on the Beaver Radio Network. North Dakota clears. Somoza gloves it, drops it, drives it right back in. 4:14 to go. North Dakota clears to center. Eichstead has it. Lost it. Picked up by Hain. Grand Rapids native. Launches it to the end boards. Picked up there by Dylan Eichstead of the Beavers. Ahead for Hampus Shodol. Near side wall for Somoza. He'll redirect it in. He'll chase after it along with Hayden Shaw, the Fighting Hawks. Done a pretty good job tonight, Biss. I don't think I've called them by their old name yet.
Yeah, I've been trying to mentally avoid that as well. It's been a while.
It's hard after that many years.
Yeah.
That saga still won't go away. Picked up by Andrew Pesky for the Fighting Hawks. Jay Dickman is in there along with Owen Sillinger. Hawks gather it and toss it high up into the air out to center ice. Tommy Muck will pick it up, send it back behind his own goal for Billett. Billett right back behind the net for Muck. 3:12 left, second period. 1-1 is our score. Beavers turn the puck over. Colin Adams slides it back behind the net. Looking there for Janet Tweenan. Centering pass comes between the circles. Now back up top. Jacob Bernard Docker's shot got blocked. Goes to the left side corner. Brett Gardner is there for the Hawks. Into the left corner goes for Janet Tweenan. Around to the right side half wall. Bernard Docker brings it off of the wall. Back up top for Poolman. Poolman, blue line middle, feeds it left side circle. Adams. Adams carries into the left side corner. Circles away. Back up top it comes. Bernard Docker fakes. Jay Dickman is on him. Slides it down low for Nick Jones. Jones up the left side half wall. Dickman will get it and launch it ahead. And that will be icing. John's question says, great to hear you guys. With the jury out on goaltending for now, does Tom start the season with a tighten-up defense? Or does he let the D-men go and hope the goaltending can hold their own? Stay-at-home hockey is so boring, but it goes a long way to winning close ones.
Well, and that, I think, is going to be the philosophy. I mean, defensively, they've been pretty solid. I mean, obviously, you got Bitzer back there the last 4 years, but defensively, they had a good core in front of them, and that's probably their best experience is defensively. They play pretty defensively. I mean, if you don't, like we just went through the statistics, I mean, other than Beaudry, who's got 12 goals, I mean, Dylan Eichstedt has 3, Dan Billett has 3, and the rest of the defensemen have none. So they're a defensive core, and that's going to lend to help these goalies a little bit more. But this period, I mean, your goalie's got to play, and Hank's done really well here in the second period with clearly all the action down in front of him, and quite a few of the saves he's made have been the high-quality scoring opportunity variety. So as the season progresses, you might see, you know, you get some confidence in whether it's Hank or one of the other goalies. You might throw the defenseman up, and obviously, you're down by 1 with 10 minutes to go in a game, you're going to probably start taking some chances because you got to get some offense, and if you can't generate it with 3 forwards, you got to have a defenseman jumping up, and the defenseman will jump up into the play. Of course, the risk is an odd man rush the other way. They'll probably be more conservative first half of the game and see where it shakes out, and they need to take the risk. That's when they'll pull the trigger on maybe giving the defenseman a little bit more leeway to jump up.
Beavers took a timeout after icing the puck. Following that timeout, here comes Brennan Harris along the left side wall. He's bumped off of the play. North Dakota will bring it out towards center. Pass a little bit too far there for Nick Jones. Billett fires it ahead. Beavers into the offensive zone. Harrison will give chase. It's Harris and Matt Kierstead. Into the right side corner it goes. Brady tries a centering pass. That one's picked off by Grant Mismash. Here comes North Dakota. That one was played with a high stick by Dylan Eichstead. North Dakota will get an offensive zone face-off here with 1:44 left in the second period. 1-1 is our score.
22-8 is the shots on goal. 22-0 to 8 for the Beavers. That is 13-2. That pretty much sums up the period. All to our left in Bemidji State zone, but playing in his first start, Hank Johnson doing a great job keeping the puck out of the net so far.
Weatherby wins the draw for the Fighting Hawks. Right side point, Ludwig Hoff loses control of it, and the Beavers kick it ahead. In hot pursuit, Owen Sillinger. Sillinger plants off into the glass. North Dakota up the far side wall, and that one will be played by Cole Smith before it can be called for icing. A centering pass for Janet Tweenan, and he lost an edge. Well, took out the ref. Jay Dickman slides the puck ahead. Sillinger into the offensive zone for Bemidji State. And Sillinger tries to backhand it down the wall. It's kicked out towards center, though, by North Dakota. Cole Smith slides the puck in, and a penalty is upcoming here on the Fighting Hawks.
That was an unnecessary shot by Cole Smith. That's going to be his second penalty of the game.
Beavers are offside at their offensive blue line.
Cross check right to the face of Dylan Eichstead, right in front of the ref. Cole Smith, 6'3", 197 pounds. He's out of Brainerd. Played his juniors at Steinbach, and that's 2 unnecessary penalties he's taken. And in here in a period where they totally dominated and in the offensive zone, nobody else around, you don't need to be doing that.
And they chirped a little bit on both of them.
Surprise, surprise.
Beavers on an Otter Tail power play. 1-1 is our score. Let's see if this can give the Beaver offense a little jump start. North Dakota picks up the puck and launches it ahead. If the second period clock winds out here without a goal, just over a minute and a half carries over to the third. Charlie Combs circles back in his own blue line, carries it up the far side wall, brings it into the offensive zone, chopped off of his stick by Colton Pullman. Still tied up along the left side wall now. Centering pass looking for Charlie Combs is picked up by UND and cleared by Nick Jones. 7 seconds left here in the period. Beaudry tracks it down now to Charlie Combs, and that's going to do it for our second period. We get a minute 6 of penalty time carries over here to the third. We are tied at 1 apiece, and the Beavers have to feel pretty fortunate to be tied 1 apiece.
Yeah, the Fighting Hawk fans, that's what they expecting to see, a period of control. They controlled the play throughout. Aided in the first half of the period by a couple of penalties, but could certainly be more than a 1-1 game here, if not for good goaltending.
All Money Communications second intermission. We're joined outside the Beaver bench here by Charlie Combs of the Beavers. Charlie, that was obviously a different period from that first one. How can you guys use the next minute 6 of power play time to kind of regain some momentum here in the third? Sorry, he didn't even put the headphones on yet.
He had his helmet off for a while.
He did. Charlie Combs joining us. Charlie, that second period was, the ice was slanted in North Dakota's favor. How can you use this minute 6 of power play time to get the momentum back?
It's huge. We just got to get in their end. We got to set up our power play. We got to get pucks to the net and make sure we get our fucking chances. Excuse me.
Well, Charlie, the 20 points that you had your freshman year, that's stellar. Coming back your second year, you feel a lot more comfortable with where you're at in Division I hockey and ready to go at it again?
Yeah, definitely. You just got to get back and do it. It was a long summer, and you got to play simple for the first couple games, get into it, and then more things will start to come.
Nobody, I don't think, is game ready for game number 1. Is it more taxing physically or mentally?
Both. We're just battling right now, and playing simple is kind of can get to your head, so it can get frustrating at times. But we got to be smart and not get down on ourselves.
Well, you got a lot of young guys on the team, obviously, Charlie. And what advice can you give them? And when did you start to feel comfortable last year in your first year?
I'd have to say probably my third or fourth game. Coach gave me more opportunities, and I just ran with those opportunities.
Best of luck here in the third.
Thank you.
Charlie Combs joining us outside the Beaver bench. 1-1 is our score here through 2 periods of play. All Money Communications second intermission on the way with stats and BSU today. Beavers 1, Fighting Hawks 1 through 2. Back to the Rays Sport and Marine mobile broadcast booth at the Sanford Center after this, right here on the Beaver Radio Network. Schulte and Biss with you tonight, the opening night of the season. 1-1 after 2. Biss, what do you have for our stats through 2?
Well, first period was almost dead even. Second period, pretty lopsided. 13-2 shots on goal in favor of the Fighting Hawks. They are out shooting the Beavers 20-8 through 40 minutes. Penalties in the second. 2 against Bemidji State for 4 minutes. One against North Dakota for 2. So both teams 3 penalties, 6 minutes. North Dakota 0 for 3 with 6 shots on goal. Bemidji State 1 for 3 with 3 shots on goal. And face-offs in that period, it was 9-9. Now it's 20-11 in favor of North Dakota. Starts at the face-off dot.
Well, Beavers fortunate it's only 1-1. And the Beavers have a power play for minute 6.
11-2 in face-offs as well. It was all lopsided there.
All Money Communications second intermission continues with BSU Today. That is next. It's the Beavers 1, the Fighting Hawks 1 from the Sanford Center on the Beaver Radio Network. Typically a penalty more times than not.
That was a good check, though.
North Dakota brings it ahead. 1-on-0 with a shot. Save is made by Hank Johnson. Rebound shot. North Dakota scores. Jordan Kawaguchi came down the slot originally and had the initial shot.
Rebound came right up the slot. Missed.
For BSU Today, presented by Paul Bunny Communications, I'm Brian Schultz. A 5-game choice therapy weekend here on the Beaver Radio Network. Soccer, football, and men's hockey. Details on that, plus Beaver volleyball and cross country, next on BSU Today on the Beaver Radio Network.
If you want the fastest internet speeds available and at an affordable rate, then you want GigaZone Internet from Paul Bunyan Communications. Get fiber optic fast internet up to a gigabit per second. That's up to 80 times faster than cable. Plus, you can add PBTV, unlimited local and long-distance phone service, and all new GigaZone customers can get GigaZone Wi-Fi free for the first 6 months. To find out more, visit paulbunyan.net. It's the GigaZone from Paul Bunyan Communications, and it's right here. Service availability depends upon location. Some restrictions may apply.
For BSU Today, presented by Paul Bunyan Communications, I'm Brian Schultz. One Beaver sports team has the weekend off. Beaver women's hockey team, fresh off the number 1 ranked team in the country, Clarkson, and then on the road at receiving votes, Providence. Beavers are 0-4. Maybe a good time for an off week, maybe a bad time for an off week. But the Beavers' Emily Berglund knows that they have some things to work on.
We obviously play in a really good league, so playing against 2 very good teams right away is pretty good. I mean, they didn't go in our favor, but we learned a lot about ourselves and what we need to work on, and maybe some things on how we're going to be successful as a team. So I think good eye-opener and good competition.
Beavers open up WCHA play next weekend at Duluth. Beaver volleyball team has 3 matches this weekend. Already lost to Minnesota Crookston. Then will host perennial power Concordia St. Paul, then Minnesota State Mankato this weekend. Beavers looking for wins any way they can get them. And this time of year, they don't really want to practice a whole bunch anyway. They'd rather go play.
Lord knows there's always things to practice, so we get in there, we do our best.
What have you personally been working on the most lately in practice?
Staying low in defense, for sure. Can always get better at that.
Beaver cross-country team is on the road this weekend at the Ron Pinn Invite in Grand Forks. Beavers were off last weekend. 2 weekends ago, competed at the Roy Griak in the Twin Cities. Sophomore Ashley Kennard is one of the top returners for the Beavers. She says you have to approach a 6K a little bit differently by taking it 1K at a time.
It's extremely important. I really try to take each 1K, each step, each mile, just 1 mile at a time. Like, really just focus on what I'm doing at that moment. Try not to think about the finish. Try not to think about, oh, am I going to have energy to finish, and just race.
Beaver soccer team is in action twice this weekend on the Beaver Radio Network, Friday afternoon and Sunday afternoon as well, both from Chen Anderson Stadium. Last weekend, the Beavers' Rachel Norton became the school's all-time leading scorer. Norton now has a career best 107 career points and 13 goals this season. That's tops in the Northern Sun Conference. One of her freshmen, Aaron Becker, says that when Rachel's on the field, you will be better, and you better be ready for the ball.
I think I was just at the right place at the right time. I mean, Rachel definitely knows where to put the ball, so.
Beaver football team is on the road this weekend, on the road at Upper Iowa for the Peacocks homecoming. Beavers upset 21st-ranked Sioux Falls last weekend at the Chet. The Beavers now receiving votes in the national polls. Have a showdown with Minnesota State Mankato next weekend. Beavers' Landon Jones transferred in as a senior. He's playing in his third college in 4 years. That transition not easy. He says he got an awful lot of help, though, from his teammates here.
I know they said Duluth was a big one, and, Sioux Falls was going to be another big one just because of homecoming. But, they kind of just, we've been taking it 1 week at a time. And the rivalries are always fun. I haven't really seen as big of rivalries anywhere else. At Central and in Cerritos, there wasn't really big rivalries like this. And so it's really fun.
The Beaver men's hockey team opens up the season this weekend with a home-and-home against North Dakota. Friday at the Sanford Center, Saturday at the Ralph. Beavers have won every opener dating back to the 2014-15 season. Beaver senior defenseman and captain Justin Beaudry says that's a credit to the players and the coaching staff.
We do a great job of preparing, I think, with our staff, the coaches, and even the players. Just with everything, the video, the on-ice stuff. So, we prepare well, and we take pride in that. So, we're looking forward to Friday night, and that's going to be an exciting game.
For more info, you can always log on to BeaverRadioNetwork.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That's BSU Today, presented by Paul Bunning Communications. I'm Brian Schultz for the Beaver Radio Network. Beaver hockey here on the Beaver Radio Network. And all 5 games this weekend on the Beaver Radio Network, courtesy of Choice Therapy. Everyone enjoys the freedom to make their own decisions in life. Picking your therapy provider for physical, occupational, or speech therapy is a right that everyone has. Remember, it's your right to request Choice Therapy. Choose Choice Therapy.
All right, so we got soccer today. Tonight, obviously here. Tomorrow night in Grand Forks for us. Football in Upper Iowa. And then soccer Sunday.
Soccer on Sunday at 1.
No women's hockey this weekend. They're back in action next weekend at Duluth.
No men's hockey next weekend. I don't like week 2 buys. That means week 20, when you want one, you don't get one.
Aaron Miller was pretty happy, though. He's our defending second-place NFL Madden champion at the GigaZone Gaming Championship, so he's coming back. I'm like, you're going to miss it. He goes, no, it's our off week, man. I'm there. And so after that last year, I took the game home. It took me 3 seasons to win the Super Bowl, and I bet Aaron Miller would still beat me 75-7 because he's that good. I'm talking to a you should see the looks I'm getting from Schulte.
No,
you don't play video games, do you?
No, I was. I'll move on. Let's just put it that way. Beavers on an Otter Tail power play to start. North Dakota will clear it up the ice. It's Hayden Shaw in the box for the Fighting Hawks for the second time. Cole Smith. Beavers, Charlie Combs, right up the middle of the rink he comes. Into the offensive zone. High slot, shot up high on Peter Tomey, and he'll pin it up against the logo on the front of his jersey. It says North Dakota. They designed the Fighting Hawk logo after they had ordered uniforms for most of their teams last year. So several of their teams didn't even have Fighting Hawks
on them.
Huh.
Was it last year, the first year? I thought it was
second,
a couple
but
of years ago, yeah.
They had the name, but they didn't do a logo right away.
Well, that's
right. They're trying to let the...
I mean, for a while, it was just North Dakota.
Yes. It was a saga that, again, the fans just still won't let go. And I can understand it. They're passionate and loyal about their team.
Yeah, and their history. But
9 seconds left here in the penalty time. Soucier into the offensive zone. As you can tell, we're talking about logos and uniforms. Nothing has happened on this power play. That is now over. North Dakota brings it ahead off the wall. Colton Pullman carries to center, 3-on-2. Pullman tosses over to the left with a shot. Save is made by Hank Johnson. He gloves it and hangs on.
Pretty solid, but it's starting at the faceoff dot, Brian. It was 9-9 in the first period, and it has been all North Dakota since. And if it starts at the faceoff dot, I mean, that's it's hard to recover from that. I mean, it's such an advantage when you're winning every draw, and how are you going to maintain offensive puck possession? They couldn't because they wouldn't win the draw. And I'm sure that's what we'll hear from Tom after the game is, we just started losing faceoffs, particularly in the second period. We'll see how it shakes out here, but they got to start winning some faceoffs through the Beavers to even the playing field a little bit.
Hampus Shodal won that one, but it still took the Beavers about 20 more seconds to get it out to center ice. Hampus comes in with a shot, thumped off the pads of Tomey. Rebound just sits there on the side of the net, and it's now picked up by Kierstead and clear to the wall. Soucier backhands it from the wall, hits traffic. Soucier gets it back, feeds it up for Billett. On the right, he'll throw it down low into the corner. Hampus Shodal centers a pass into the right circle with a shot. Save is made, and Soucier gets clocked from behind. A grand mismatch. And Soucier was off balance following through on the shot, and mismatch really just gave him a shove, and Soucier went flying.
His momentum carried him that way, but some good offensive puck pressure there. Hampus puts the puck on the net, and everything centers off of that. The rebound came out, got tossed around, and puck ended up on Soucier's stick in the high slot, and he let one fly through traffic, but Tomey able to make the stop. Face off to his left.
Boy, Biss, you add up the number of games of the 5 skaters out there for BSU right now, I'm not sure you get to double digits. And he got 2 sophomores.
Yeah. Delayed offsides here against North Dakota.
Connor Brown-Malosky is out there along with
the fourth line, right? Cardelli, Armour.
Brad Johnson was out there, so you got two sophomores. And
well,
how many games have those two played?
3-0-0, 13-0. So 16 combined games between the five.
Yeah. North Dakota controls. 17:45 left in the third. 1-1 is our score. Beavers will steal. Cardelli looks to push to Cunningham. Moloski hits some traffic. It's picked up there by Cole Smith. North Dakota corrals it. Turns the puck over. It's controlled now by Ross Armour. Armour runs into his own guy. It's picked up now by Hayden Shaw, the Fighting Hawks. He'll launch it across ice, 10 feet up into the air. It's picked up there by Justin Beaudry. Justin Beaudry has played more games last year alone than that previous whole line did. He's out there along with the top forward line. North Dakota to center. Dixon Bowen checked into the boards by Justin Beaudry. Beavers pick up the puck, trying to clear, can't. It's held down low by Dixon Bowen. He'll push over to the left side. There's Pullman. Pullman in the left side corner tries the centering pass, and Charlie Combs just pulls the puck right off of his stick. Charlie races up the middle of the ice, throws it towards the net, sticked away by Tomey. Charlie gets it back, centers it right up the slot with a shot, ripped just wide. There was Adam Brady. He doesn't miss that very often, Biss.
Good job by Charlie, though, all the way up the ice, carrying the puck.
Tyler Vold with a shot on goal, sticked away by Tomey. Rebound to the left side corner, Beavers changing behind. Harris throws it over to the far side wall. Centering pass, Dixon Bowen will steal it for the Fighting Hawks and play it out towards center ice. Picked up there by Vold, now Johnson back for Vold. They'll launch it ahead. Dickman backhands it into the right side corner. Beavers corral it in the offensive zone. After it is Owen Sillinger. He scored twice last week. Once with his shoulder, once with his stick. And the Fighting Hawks are offside. Arm goes up. Beavers pick up the puck. Fighting Hawks tag up. 15:50 to go here in the third. Launched ahead by the Beavers. That is icing.
Much different start to this period, though. 5-1 shots on goal in favor of the Beavers. After a 13-2 North Dakota advantage in the second period. So Bemidji riding the ship a little bit offensively there here in the first 4:13. Good opportunity by Adam Brady. Probably the best of the opportunities, and he missed the net. But
Adam Brady joined us Wednesday night at the Go Green No Coaches Show. We talked a little bit about the car crash that he suffered as a junior hockey player back home over Christmas.
Almost ended his career.
Yeah. Broke his leg, multiple fractures in his pelvis, collapsed lung, and slightly lacerated spleen. He's in the hospital for 3 weeks. And to think where he was then to where he is now.
All right. Well, it gives you greater appreciation, no doubt about that.
If you missed it, it's at the podcast page at BeaverRadioNetwork.com. 15-11 left here in the third. North Dakota, howitzer from the point by Nick Jones off the left leg pad of Hank Johnson. And all of last year, Biss, I don't know that I have ever said 2 words to Hank Johnson.
He seemed like such a quiet kid.
Yeah. Samoze into the offensive zone. Saucers a pass across with a shot right into the breadbasket of Peter Tomey.
Beavers are getting their opportunities. But yet at the Saratory Spaghetti Dinner, wasn't he like the jokester? Didn't they say that he was the jokester? But you get a lot more interaction. Like, I didn't think Bitzer, he just seemed so stoic, and he said he's not like that off the ice.
1-1 our score on the Beaver Radio Network.
You always got to have some calm nerves, but I mean, it's always fun to have that little nerve. I mean, you should have it for every game. Doesn't matter who you're playing, but.
Beavers' Jay Dickman says you have to treat this like any other game. Sorry, Jay, this is not like you're playing
Merrimack in November.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Good test for your program, though, and even though it is the first game of the year for both teams, I mean, really can give you some confidence if you can play with a team like North Dakota, and you know they're always loaded, and they're ranked 13th for a reason.
Puck goes, I believe, and hits a North Dakota player on the bench. 14:40 to play here, third period, 1-1 is our score. The NCAA has made some rules changes this year. One of them is that linesmen drop every face-off, even start of a period and after goals.
Good idea.
And also clarified that in non-conference games, you cannot play 3-on-3 overtime or have a shootout. Canford league points. Adam Brady steals. Brady, left side circle. Shot low to the ice. Save is made by Tomey. He just held his ground. Cleared, not out. Baudry holds. Back over for Eichstätt. He tees one up and sends it just wide. Picked up now by Brennan Harris into the left side corner. Harris manhandled by Andrew Pesky in the corner. Somehow Harrier is able to center the pass, and it's chipped out towards center now by North Dakota. 14:10 left, third period. Beavers scored first. Adam Brady on the power play at 14:40 of the first. And UND's Gabe Bast, even strength at 6:27 of the second. Beavers in the offensive zone, lost it. Andrew Pesky off the glass, out it goes. Rolling puck, and they will call icing on the Fighting Hawks.
Well, it is 7-2 here. Shots on goal to start this period, and that rights the ship. Pretty even first period, all North Dakota second period so far. Pretty much all BSU in the third. And they're throwing the puck at the net more, and that's what's creating some of these opportunities.
Both of these coaches were at the Beaver Pride Luncheon today. Both talked on how they love playing the other team because they, quote-unquote, play the right way and they do things the right way. And they both work hard. Both are structurally sound. Just so happens that North Dakota's one more. Shot comes in. Hank Johnson gets his fingers on it. Can't corral it. Somoza chips to center. North Dakota drives it right back in. The Beavers were on a stretch there, Biss, where the first win since the 1970 season was here on a Sunday afternoon. Here comes Cardelli into the offensive zone, crashes the net, lost the puck, goes crashing into the goalie. I believe the faceoff's going to come outside as Cardelli ran the goalie into the pipes, and the pipes got moved to the back wall. And I remember that Dave Haxtell was not too pleased after that Sunday performance here.
Right.
They went back to Grand Forks. And the NCAA does not allow you to escape players after losses like used to happen all the time.
Yes.
Doesn't say that you can't have a workout, but they did.
Well, it's unfortunate there. Cardelli had a good break. It was 2-on-1. He came down the left side. He just lost control of the puck when he was about to shoot it. And then it's the right call to move the face-off side outside the zone because he was not pushed at all. And he didn't plow into the goalie. He just kind of went into the goalie, which otherwise it probably would have been a penalty. He gets the right call all the way. No penalty call, but face-off outside the zone, and that's where they'll drop the puck here once they get figured out. They're having a little problem with the net, but fixed now. 13-11 left to go, third period. 23-16 shots on goal in favor of North Dakota. Tied at 1, and so if it does remain tied after regulation, Brian, it's
5-on-5 for 5 minutes and
then a tie.
A tie.
Okay. Well, they almost outlawed 3-on-3 altogether.
They did for
a little
about
while.
2 weeks. Long headman pass finds Aaron Miller. Miller waits for help now into the offensive zone. Centering pass, and scores!
Perfect.
Owen Sillinger is there, and Bemidji State leads 2-1.
Pass from the corner. Almost blind, turned and whipped it right onto the stick. It's redirected by Sillinger, and the Beavers go back up by 1.
That guy's got a knack for finding the goal. The one last Saturday that hit him in the shoulder, he's doing exactly what you're supposed to. He's standing there on the post looking for a redirect or a rebound. The puck hit him in the shoulder and went right past the Lakehead goalie.
Perfect pass, and didn't spend but a tenth of a second on his stick.
Goal scoring summary brought to you by Miller and Associates, American Family Insurance. Scoring his first goal of the season for the Beavers, number 12, Owen Sillinger. Assisted by number 6, Big J Dickman, and number 16, Aaron Miller.
There's our DS Beverages Bud Light scoring summary. Beavers lead 2-1 with 12:20 to go here in the third. Puck comes trickling in on Hank Johnson, and he will cover it.
Well, hard work pays off. They were buzzing for the entire period, and they capitalize and get back into the lead. 12:23 left to go now. 23-17 shots on goal. That is 9-3 in favor of the Beavers here in the third.
That's better. North Dakota offensive zone faceoff controlled. Gabe Bast up to the point. Shot blocked. Charlie Combs unable to clear it. Still tied up along the far side wall. It's picked up now by Eichstead, and he'll chip it off the glass and into the bench.
Well, we saw the flashes last week at the exhibition game with Owen Sillinger. 5'10", 182-pound freshman out of Regina, Saskatchewan. Shoots left-handed. Had a couple of goals in the exhibition game and notches his first ever as a Beaver in his very first game.
Beaver hockey brought to us by Applebee's. Eating good, made easy. St. Michael Furniture will make you feel right at home. 12 to play in the third. Beavers up by a goal. 2-1. Beavers tap it ahead towards center. Is that going to get far enough for icing? Nope. They'll wave it off as Gabe Bast goes to go get it. He has scored for North Dakota. Adam Brady and Owen Sillinger have scored here for the Beavers. Shots 24-17. 11:40 to go here in the third. North Dakota up the far side boards. Jasper Weatherby, fourth line centerman. North Dakota goes driving towards the net. A shot goes high and wide. Beavers pick it up. Launched ahead to Charlie Combs. Combs pushes it past Pullman. Pullman was just flat-footed. Combs centers it. Nobody was home. Jubenville picks it up now along the left side wall. Jubenville tries to feed it ahead. Stolen away there by North Dakota. Jacob Bernard Docker. And North Dakota comes out towards center ice. Crossing the red line is Ludwig Huff. He loses it. Here comes Somoza. Somoza, left side circle, stops. Feeds it around to the left side corner. After it for Bemidji State. There in the corner is Hampus Shodal. Hampus fires it back behind the net. Somoza. He'll track it down now in the right side corner. Somoza turns, fires one towards the net, blocked by the skates of Weatherby. North Dakota will clear. Billett gloves it, drops it, and drives it right back in. Both teams with changes. 10:40 to go in the third. Beavers lead 2-1. Opening night of the season here from the Sanford Center. We'll head to the Ralph tomorrow. Beaudry loses control of it. North Dakota into the offensive zone. The Beavers steal. Here's a 2-on-2. Jay Dickman. Dickman cuts along the blue line, throws it towards the goal, and Parker Tomey's got it. There's an awful lot of traffic in front of Tomey there.
Well, good job by Dickman. He slowed down and let the two defensemen as well as the forward with him slide in front of him, so there was some traffic. A little high shot, though. It got a little too high.
And then Dickman cut along the blue line to change the angle.
You want to try to get that shot a little bit lower, though. I think that allowed Tomey to see the puck more because it was up a little bit above maybe the fray in front of him.
Face-off controlled by Nick Jones. Fighting Hawks mismatch. Cannot clear. Nate Miller will hold. Comes out now towards center. Fighting Hawks with it. Kawaguchi. Big hit as Dylan Eichstead loses his stick. Puck trickles into the right side corner for the Fighting Hawks. Kawaguchi throws it ahead. Puck is deflected by Aaron Miller. Miller tries all he could to get it out to center and just couldn't. And Miller goes running right into Colin Adams. Puck thrown towards the net, knocked around by traffic, and a penalty is going to be called here on the Beavers. Well away from the play, it's a hook on Aaron Miller.
Oh, I was going to say, if that's the raising the stick penalty, I mean, that was a great defensive play.
Beavers will go shorthanded with 9:41 left here in the third, leading 2-1. Beaver hockey here on the Beaver Radio Network. Beaver Hockey on the Beaver Radio Network brought to you by Ray Sport and Marine with boats and pontoons from Lund, Crestliner, Bennington, and Misty Harbor. The Glass Doctor will fix your pains. And by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables, too, every day made better. Beavers lead 2-1. Aaron Miller to the box, 2 minutes for hooking.
Good opportunity here for North Dakota to get back offensively. What they've been missing here for the first 10:29 of the third period. They were dominant offensively in the second. But
when Cardelli went crashing into Tomey and moved the net, the linesman wasn't real happy with how that rubber peg was sitting in the hole, so
they're re-drilling the peg.
Maintenance is out working on that. 5 games this weekend of the Beaver Radio Network, all courtesy of Choice Therapy. Tomorrow, Beaver football at Upper Iowa against the Peacocks.
What time is that game?
2:05 kickoff, 1:30 with our pregame coverage. 92.1 The River online, BeaverRadioNetwork.com. Cannot look past Upper Iowa to next week's Minnesota State game.
No. Are the
Mavericks
still
ranked number one in the country? Earlier this week, I asked Landon Jones if it was a concern, and he flat out said, "Who are we playing in 2 weeks?" I said, "I love your attitude."
One game at a time, and you know, they've come so close to making the D2 national playoffs. They've just lost one too many games. In all those seasons they had the opportunity, got by a big win with Sioux Falls against a very tough opponent. If they win out, obviously, I think they're in. They lose to Mankato and win out, who knows? They lose 2, they're not going. So most likely, you never know how things shake out. But
last week there were almost 4,400 fans there. Beavers are averaging 2,000 fans more per game this year than they did all of last year.
Wow, it's been fun to follow them.
2,000.
It's just been such a fun time to watch BSU football the last 10 years, or not even 15 years. They've been so high-powered. And it's been really a fun ride, and it's great to see the fans getting behind them.
Undertail power play for the Hawks. Aaron Miller in the box for a minute and a half yet. 2 minutes for a hook. Tied up in the right side corner, offensive zone for North Dakota. That's to our right. Billett and Mucker there along with Sillinger. Sillinger has scored the go-ahead goal here. Mark still tied up along the end wall. North Dakota comes away with it, centers a pass. Nobody was home. Snap back up to the blue line, though. Gabe Bast. His pass or shot got blocked. Somoza will backhand it all the way up the ice. Soucier, Shodall, Beaudry, and Eichstead. The 4 penalty killers right now for head coach Tom Saratori. Pullman over the left side, Bast. Taps it into the zone, left side corner. After is Red Gardner, back up top for Bast. He'll turn and fire. That one got blocked by Beaudry up high. Hope they got him in the chest or the shoulder pad instead of the throat. Looks all right. Beavers are able to clear. North Dakota comes right back in. Weatherby throws it over to the left. Shot got blocked. Beavers have done a good job. Here's another shot blocked. Diving to the line. Not out. It's gloved and dropped. There by Red Gardner. Shot from the left side. That's Pullman. Misses the target. The net, Weatherby, and the net gets moved behind Hank Johnson. Beavers have gotten into virtually every passing and shooting lane here, Biss, for the third period.
Well, in a way, it helped that Manitoba last week played so off. I mean, North Dakota wasn't prepared necessarily this season for that aggressive penalty kill. And again, that makes a big difference. If you can't hold on and look up and look around, I mean, you're challenged more, and you got to get rid of the puck. And so for Bemidji State, that aggressive style has paid off here.
I believe that was scheduled to post at 5 o'clock this afternoon to our Facebook page. If you don't follow us on social media, you should.
Beaver Radio Network on Facebook and Twitter.
Twitter is Beaver Radio Net.
Okay.
Facebook is Beaver Radio Network.
But if you did a search, you'd find it pretty quickly. Now they're going to have to repair the post on the other side. First night of the season here at Sanford Center. I guess second game. Well, the women have played here a couple of times, right? Twice against Clarkson.
Well, at least they had the tools handy.
Yeah, from the repair 5 minutes ago.
They just needed them.
On the other side of the ice, so another repair job here. With the break in the action, there's 13 seconds left in the penalty to Aaron Miller. 7:54 left to go in the third period. 2-1. Bemidji State leading by a goal. It's 24-18 shots on goal. That's 10-4 in favor of the Beavers in the third period. It was a very even first period. All North Dakota in the second until the penalty. Pretty much all BSU here in the third. So buckle in. This should be a fun finish.
While they are fixing the net, let's check scores for the first time tonight. Whole mess of non-conference games today. Northern Michigan on the road at Michigan State. Michigan State a 4-2 win. Bowling Green on the road to Robert Morris. Robert Morris a 3-2 win. Western Michigan at Ferris. Western Michigan a 4-3 win. It's not a good start to the WCHA tonight. Lake Superior State wins an exhibition game. Minnesota Duluth is at Michigan Tech. Duluth wins 2-1. Boston University on the road at Minnesota State Mankato. 3-3, 13 to play in the third. Huntsville on the road at Colorado College. Scoreless end of 1. Later tonight, St. Cloud State at Fairbanks.
Now, full disclosure, Brian is from Wisconsin, and he's got a team in the NLDS, and the Brewers are winning right now.
I've been trying to not pay attention so I can go home and watch it when we're done here tonight, but
too many people texting you.
My phone's not letting that happen.
So what's the score right now?
5-1.
Game 1 in Milwaukee. Go Brewers.
Tim Ballou, baseball coach at BSU, told me that I needed to go and inquire about World Series tickets. And when the cheapest ticket I could find was $1,000, I said, yeah, I'll watch it on TV if that happens.
I was lucky to go to
$1,000.
Game 6 of the 91 World Series. It was, how lucky am I?
Penalty time to Aaron Miller is done, back to even strength. I have a story to tell you about Game 7 of that World Series. Our next whistle. 7:30 to go. 5-on-5 hockey. Beavers lead 2-1. A go-ahead goal scored by the freshman Owen Sillinger. Billett with it, launches it through traffic. It was redirected there by Nick Jones. Big collision along the end wall there as Jacob Bernard Docker went crashing into the wall. He appears to be all right. He gets back up, sends the puck up the far side boards. Jordan Kawaguchi is there, launched ahead, and I almost said Michael Bitzer covers it. Hank Johnson covers it.
Well, how many games did Bitzer not play in those 4 years?
5. So I was working for a station while I was in high school. 91 World Series. Station was giving away Game 7 tickets. I called the lady who won. She goes, no, I don't think I'll go.
How can you not go?
And I said, okay. And I hung up the phone and I called my boss and said, she doesn't want to go. Can we go? He goes, yep, I'll pick you up in about 2 hours.
That's crazy.
The lady called back and says, I think I'll take him after all. Oh. And I was too nice. I didn't say, sorry, we gave him away to somebody else.
And what a game that was,
I could have been there for Jack Morris. Beavers misfiring a headman pass. Icing is called here on the Beavers. 6:34 left, third period. Beavers clinging to a 2-1 lead.
Yeah. It's one of the sports that, because the Brewers are in the National League now and no longer kind of impacting on the Minnesota sports team, I'm actually pulling for them. That's not very often you'll hear me say anything positive about a Milwaukee or a Wisconsin team, but go Brewers.
Beavers off the glass and out. Last time they made the playoffs, we were on the road, and I don't think I got to watch a single game of that series. It was 2011. Beavers dump it in from the red line, 6:15 to go. Beavers did not play a great second period, but boy, it's been a good third.
Yeah, they've really played well here, really stymieing North Dakota. They're having problems getting it up the ice now.
North Dakota was walking out of the zone, and Hampus Shodal just lifted the stick of the North Dakota player, picked up the puck, and dumped it down low. North Dakota now back the other way. A shot comes in, hits Hank Johnson right in the chest.
Well, I'd expect more of that here in the final 6 minutes. North Dakota getting into the zone and putting the puck towards the net. That's North Dakota hockey. Quick shots. And let the play be dictated from there.
Dan Billett's mom messaging us on, was that screenshot Kel sent me on Facebook or Twitter? Facebook. Glad you're listening, Marie.
Lots of different ways you can get a hold of us. Email the booth, Twitter, Facebook. If you got Brian's cell phone, text him.
Been known to happen. Quick shot, save, another quick shot. Hank Johnson just holds his ground. Finally covers it up. It was Nick Jones right on top of the crease with 2 quick shots.
Just great positioning by Hank. Didn't panic, sat there almost. Just covering up all that zone. He was in tight. Was Jones. Tough to get it up over that big frame of Hank's when he's 5 feet away.
Face-off win, mismatch, shot, rises up over the crossbar. North Dakota always seems to be able to find a second, third, fourth, fifth extra gear. Kind of looks like they're finding it right now. Winning every battle to a loose puck. Tapped out towards center ice. Here's a 2-on-1. Brendan Harris. Harris feathers a pass down low for Charlie Combs. Too far for Charlie to be able to corral it. As North Dakota back-checking mismatch has got his stick in the passing lane, and Harris had to push it too far down.
It's a touch pass, too. He just got too much on it, but that's a tough pass to make going full speed.
North Dakota player down behind the play. That's Kawaguchi trying to play the body, and he took the worst for wear. He's back up and appears to be all right. Long pass through the neutral zone. Sillinger does a pirouette as he got spun around off the play. He did all that without a toe pick miss. 4:50 to go here in the hockey game.
Was assisted by a fighting Hawk, however.
2-1 our score. This is doubles figure skating.
Full contact.
Sure. I might watch figure skating in the Olympics if it was full contact.
Yeah. Add another element, that's for sure.
North Dakota's Jasper Weatherby into the offensive zone. Back behind the net. Stripped to the puck there by Dylan Eichstead. The Beavers will bring it out towards center ice. Long pass. Finds Aaron Miller. Miller, shallow angle, throws it right through the blue paint. From the right side to the left, picked up by North Dakota. Colin Adams slides it ahead. Tapped out towards center by Soucier. 4:06 to play here in the hockey game. Beavers lead 2-1. Adams taps it in deep. It's picked up there by Brad Johnson of the Beavers. Johnson slides the puck ahead there for Adam Brady. Brady over to the right side wall. Soucier, and that one goes into the North Dakota bench. 3:53 left, third period. Shots 28-18 in favor of North Dakota, but Beavers lead 2-1.
Pretty entertaining last few minutes, too, up and down the ice. Obviously, North Dakota pushing it, wanting to get the equalizer, but Bemidji State playing some really good defense and getting rid of that puck quickly off their stick.
To prove that we do tell the truth here, yes, Mike, it does work when you text me during a game.
Well, I have your cell phone, so you get a text from me every once in a while.
Just on road games where I say something about a referee. I can see your eyes roll from 500 miles away. Beaver Hockey here on the Beaver Radio Network, being brought to you by City Auto Glass, your safety, our business. By Acme Tools, do your best work. By Cenex, the energy of Cenex. And by Ironhide Equipment, do more, work less. This and I head to the Ralph tomorrow. 6:30 pregame, 7:07 faceoff from Ralph Ingolstadt Arena. I haven't looked in the last couple of years, but the last time I looked, of the top 10 most attended games in Ralph Ingolstadt Arena history, half of them were against Bemidji State.
Yeah, well, a lot of obviously geographical similarities, and a lot of Grand Forks folks come here. A lot of Bemidji folks go to Grand Forks, so it's a kind of a natural that would be a well-attended game, like it is here.
There are not too many empty seats right now.
No, and
That's the way you like it.
It's not as dominant.
Good.
North Dakota green as it sometimes is.
Gabe Bast, he scored for North Dakota. His shot blocked. Blocked there by Adam Brady. Kierstead gets it. That one's redirected up and into the protective net.
Going to come outside the zone, say it wasn't deflected.
He was down awfully low to get it that high that fast.
Must have been standing on the edge of his stick, and he was trying to bank it high off the glass and just a little too high. 3:26 left to go, third period. Beavers lead it by 1.
It's always interesting to compare as we walk into the building on Tuesday for Media Day after this particular weekend and count the empty kegs compared to a regular weekend. It seriously is triple. Can't make this stuff up.
No, I believe that.
Jay Dickman redirects it there at center ice. 3 minutes to go. Pullman for North Dakota. Slides the puck into the offensive zone. Adams along the right side wall, down low now for mismatch. Shot from the point, blocked there by Soussier. Soussier's had a couple of nice block shots already tonight. Puck tied up in the left side circle, picked up there by Dan Billett. Billett to center. Bouncing puck. Will not get far enough for icing. That's a savvy veteran play there. 2:30 left. We'll keep our eyes on Peter Tomey. Beavers lead by 1. 2.5 to play. Chopped ahead. Tomey's got to play it, so no icing. After it is Gabe Bass. Leaves it there, side of the net for Pullman. Pullman's older brother is he in St. Louis Blues now?
Tucker went to.
Tucker Pullman. Bast comes in around Eichstead, and there goes Tomey for the extra attacker with 2 minutes to play. That's a lot of time left to pull your goalie. Tells you how tough it's come for North Dakota offensively here. Aaron Miller with the steal. Miller backhand slides it ahead. Cannot clear the zone, however. It's picked up now by Kawaguchi, and his shot got blocked. Held there blue line left by Gabe Bast. He'll dump it down low into the corner. Picked up there by Beaudry. He'll rocket it around. Picked up there by Shaw at the blue line right, and the Beavers will clear it. Cleared by Brennan Harris. Minute 33 left. Beavers 2, North Dakota 1. Red Gardner into the offensive zone. Slides the puck into the right side corner. Back up top it comes. Jones smashed his stick in 2. Picked up by Jay Dickman, and he got clocked by Gabe Bast. Tapped back out towards center, and offsides called on North Dakota's Fighting Hawks. If Jay Dickman wasn't 6'3", that would have been a 5-minute major contact to the head hit.
Yeah.
But on him, it hit him right in the shoulder. He just got clocked.
Yeah, and he wasn't ready for it. One of the defensemen that broke his stick, it was the other defenseman that closed in. I don't think he could see him with his peripheral vision coming. And it was a good play. I mean, that's hockey. Hard to knock him down, but that's about the only way you're going to do it. He's not going to see it coming.
North Dakota takes their timeout with 1:14 left, net empty. Beavers lead 2-1.
Dickman was lining up the empty net. That's what he was doing. So that was a heads-up play, and of course North Dakota going to take their timeout here. And exciting finish to this one. 1:14 left to go. Extra skater on, and faceoff will come outside the Beaver zone, as that was an offsides that caused the stoppage.
Beaver Hockey and the Beaver Radio Network brought to you by the Chicken Coop in Dorset. Simply the best roasted chicken. By Knife River Materials, from highways to driveways, Knife River gets the job done. By Paul Bunning Communications, your home for the Gigazone and the Gigazone Gaming Challenge next weekend here at the Sanford Center. 1:14 left. 2-1 Beavers. Shots 28-18. That's 0 shots since the last
Yeah, it's
media timeout.
28-18 is 10-8 now here in the third period. But again, Bemidji State's defense has been very strong here in the last couple of minutes. Doing a great job of getting the passing lanes, the shooting lanes, and getting on the puck when North Dakota's got it. Making them get rid of it right away.
North Dakota net empty. Hank Johnson in the Beaver Pipes has been good tonight. His first career starts. North Dakota wins the draw. Gabe Bast throws it in. Billet for the Beavers. Rockets it around. Can't get it out of the zone, however. Is held by Pullman. Rink line here to the near side. Gardner. 1 minute left. Brought to us by Paul Bunning Communications. Beavers will pick it up and launch it ahead to the neutral zone. Picked up by Pullman. 52 seconds left. Beavers lead by a goal. Pullman. Rink wide Bast here on the near side. Back for Pullman in front of the North Dakota bench. Now they push it up the ice. Kawaguchi into the offensive zone with a backhanded shot. Calmly covered there by Hank Johnson.
Oh, he is cool under pressure.
Didn't look flustered whatsoever there.
It looked like almost in slow motion. All right, here comes the puck. I'll just put my mitt down over that. 38 ticks of the clock left.
Well, it's not his first career game like Michael Bitzer's 5 years ago.
But Bitzer didn't need the...
Bitzer got a lot of help that day.
Yeah, got a lot of offensive support.
Beavers win the draw, and it's cleared by Dylan Eichstead. Cross ice it goes, and they call icing.
Oh, could you slow down any more? Are you kidding me?
Tom Serratori is living on the bench.
I mean, really? That's the slowest that defenseman could skate.
Another offensive zone face-off for the Fighting Hawks. Nick Jones.
30 seconds on the clock.
And Hampus Shodal, right circle to the left of Hank Johnson. Puck is down. The Beavers win it again. Eichstead will just launch it ahead. He doesn't even care this time. Bouncing, rolling puck, icing on the Beavers.
Well, that is icing. But again, win the face-off. You win the face-off, you can do it again. Might want to try to get a little more loft on it so it hits softly and maybe kills a little bit more time.
Or
maybe doesn't make it.
Or be more accurate.
Be more accurate and put it in the net.
It's hard to do from 180 feet away.
Yeah. The goal is to just get it out of the zone.
Shodal again wins the draw. Beavers have won them when they had to, and now North Dakota steals it right back. Tied up and kicked towards center ice by Ethan Somoza. Hampus Shodal in hot pursuit, knocks it off of Pullman's stick. 10 seconds to go. North Dakota launches it ahead. The Beavers will clear it back out towards center ice. Beavers will win on the opener.
Great third period. Great third period by the Beavers. They were missing in action in the second. Make up for it in the third.
They have won every opener bid since 2014. It's past the point of a fluke. This coaching staff gets guys ready to play from night number one.
Impressive performance in net by Hank Johnson.
Something tells me he might be star number 1, 2, and 3.
Particularly in the second period, but here just like Bitzer, you never saw him get flustered. He just great positioning, wasn't flopping anywhere. Good first game for him and this entire Beaver team.
The handshake line at the center of the ice as Bemidji State wins it 2-1 tonight to open up the season. Our Paul Bunning Communications postgame show is coming up. Remember, Otter Tail Power 3 stars of the game. Beavers win it 2-1. Game-winning goal scored by the freshman Owen Sillinger. Adam Brady gets a goal for the Beavers, and Hank Johnson gets the win. Time to celebrate, my friends. Paul Bunning Communications postgame show is next right here on the Beaver Radio Network.